weekend's over. We get to share wins. Or not. You're fine. If you guys don't want to share wins, you don't have to.
My offer got accepted for my first time home buyer, so I'm excited about that.
Way to go, Miss Serena. Congrats.
Super cool.
My house appraised.
Way to go, Miss Caitlin. Congrats. We got some deals flowing. Love that.
I picked up some decent leads at some open houses this weekend.
Way to go, Charles.
Yeah, same.
Love that.
I'm doing my first class this week, so I'm internally freaking out. So
Tell me more.
you know how I love to stand in front of people
What class are you doing?
and stand in front of this spot. Door knocking around open houses and just, yeah. Doing an hour on that, 2 hours supposedly, but yeah. So I'm gonna write my speech today and practice all week.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah. Luckily, I've been kind of documenting my door knocks and saving my hashtag as my door knocking adventures. So I'm gonna show my door knocking adventures to the class. So that'd be kind of funny.
I like it.
Yeah, a lot of people answer the door naked. Hilarious. I don't take pictures of that, but they do.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yep. Gabby says good morning. She's here at work listening. She can't talk, but she can listen to us, which is good. She's still part of the community, hearing some good stuff. Gabby had an open house this weekend. She was talking to some VA buyers, which is good. So I love that. All right. What else? What was a struggle for you this weekend?
You're on mute, Jim.
Said I had an open house, only 4 people came through.
Yeah, I have
Oh.
the same problem. Less.
So you had an open house and got 4 people through? That's amazing.
I was gonna say only 4 people. I wish I had that problem.
The last one I did, I had 14 each day.
Hmm.
And not 4 people, 4 groups. Same thing ish.
It only takes one. Were there any interested people?
Yeah, not from the open house, but from other showings we had.
I like it.
I love open houses. Everybody's so like hyper critical. I give them the old 1 to 10 scale. Yeah, well, how'd you rate this house? Oh, like a 7. Oh, what would make it a 10? And they always say something stupid.
Yeah, I like to do the why didn't you say 5?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I like this, and this, right? There's a way of playing that, so.
They always say, if the house was facing east, it'd be a 10. Well, okay, good.
Yeah, I've got a guy that can move.
I like switching that to why didn't you say 5? That way it switches them to a positive.
It makes them tell you the positive. So why
Yeah,
not?
I like that. I gotta use that next time.
You switch it up. It throws people off.
Yeah.
Just ask what would make it a 10, but you ask them, why didn't you say it's a 5?
I'm gonna try it.
Gets them to remember the things they like. I think we're pretty good at remembering the things that we don't like. So why not give them a reason to go for the positive?
When I'm there, it's hard for them to find other things they didn't like. It's easier. Just
Yeah, Gabby in the chat says she's trying to figure out how to get her buyers to finally make a decision. I mean, they want to make an offer, but that's just time. Just give them information, ask them. The big thing is ask them, do you want to put in an offer? How many of us would do something if someone just asked? Oh, man. Hey, do you want to do this? Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds fun. All right. Let's talk shop. Where's the most development you're going to have in your business?
Consistency.
Okay. Consistency. Tell me more.
About why that would be the biggest area of development.
Mm-hmm.
Just noticed my picture's not even up today. Damn it. Um,
Oh.
I mean, you and I talk about this on a weekly basis. Consistency is I think, the biggest killer for everybody in all areas of life. I feel like if you're not consistently applying the lessons that you've learned or the growth or the things that you have determined to be successful, I mean, you may as well just not do it at all.
Okay. A great take on that. Anyone else? Where are you going to grow the most in your business?
I was gonna say conversion, but I think if I distill it down, it really is the consistency though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consistency too.
I think it's personal growth.
Personal growth. All right. Lydia coming in with some deep-hearted personal growth. I like that.
Whatever.
How about this? The answer is pretty simple. It's where you're most uncomfortable. Think about that. Where you're most uncomfortable, the areas that you avoid, that's where the breakthrough lives. Right? It's in the scripts that you haven't mastered or even tried. Like, oh, I've never door knocked. Ugh. I've never done open houses. Ugh. I haven't made follow-up calls. Ugh. I haven't called my sphere of influence because I'm afraid that they're going to be mad at me for calling them because I'm a real estate agent now and calling them just seems skeety. No, it's not. Stop. Ugh. Right? It's the lead gen that you don't do. Right? Oh, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Lydia, I put you on mute because you got a wicked bad background sound. Plus, it sounds like you're talking through a hallway to megaphone. But what haven't you built, right? That's a big thing. That's your growth edge. That's the edge of your success. It's what I'm most uncomfortable with. And if you lean into it, it'll shift everything. Now, how can you say, well, Dan, I know consistency is where I'm struggling the most, and if I was more consistent, I would be more successful. Well, I completely understand it, and I believe you. I'm in alignment with that thought. But when it comes down to it, is okay, what is it about consistency that's uncomfortable to you? At a deep level, we have to find out why we're not doing something. Why don't we make phone calls every single day? Well, maybe it's a scheduling issue. That scheduling can come back to a discomfort around boredom, around routine, a discomfort with self-accountability. What is the most accountable resource you have that most of us ignore 80% of the time? It starts with a C and it rhymes with calendar. Right? Is that not a self-accountable resource? In the last week, 7 to 10 days, if you have to go out further, has there been something on your calendar that was an appointment with yourself or a time block you set up for yourself that you haphazardly ignored?
Working out.
Walked past it, forgot about it, made a different plan, decided that time block didn't really matter that much, so I'm going to do something that's a little bit more exciting or more urgent. Right? Is that a discomfort with self-accountability?
I think Lydia's right. I mean, I think ultimately, even underneath what I said is the personal growth aspect. It's like there's a fear there of something. And I know for me personally, you touched on it. Sorry guys, my dog just came in and he's like a miniature hippo. And so he's breathing like he's dying.
We don't hear him.
Is the fear of like monotony, boredom, right? It's why I've shifted away from other careers. It's the aspect of this job that I love, that there's always changing things. There's always different things. I have ADHD. So it's like in many levels, it's challenging for me to sit and have monotony and repetition and consistency. But underlying that, there is a personal growth component to it. That's like, I am afraid that it's like FOMO. If I'm
Mhm.
doing this, if I'm, focusing on this or hiding in this one place because I need to get this work done, I'm missing out on something else, or I'm not going to see that. I'm not going to experience that.
Yeah, it all does boil down. I love that Lydia brought that up, but it comes down to a place in our life where we're uncomfortable. It's the edge of growth is discomfort. And underlying all personal development is business, right? And all business development is personal. We can't grow one without growing the other. And usually it starts with with personal development. But we sit down and we make professional goals. We make professional edged ideas like, I'm going to make this amount of money. I'm going to do this amount of activities. I'm going to do all these things without first looking out behind the veil. What do we need to do to accomplish said professional goals? We need to increase our personal so that the professional can follow along. And at the underside of everything we don't want to do, there's probably an uncomfortable task or an uncomfortable environment or uncomfortable feeling. I'm with Christina. I hate monotony, boredom, right? I shy away from things that are not entertaining, engaging, because that's my stimulus. I have a dopamine addiction. I know I do. That's why right now on my computer, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 windows open. And I can see all of them because it allows my attention to flutter. You know what the worst thing you can do to me is make a window on my computer full screen. Why is that? Because now I have to focus on one thing and everything else, I'm scared I can't see it. FOMO, fear of missing out.
So I was just going to ask, like, for my thing is that I get so laser focused. I have everything on my calendar, but then I have like time blindness that once I get laser focused on something that, oh shit, it took me 4 hours to get this one thing completed and I missed all these other tasks that I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, it's the same thing. There's an uncomfortable there. It's like you're uncomfortable with stopping before it's done.
Oh, you could have just stopped at you're uncomfortable, but
Well, I get that. But here's the thing, Jason. You have hyper focus, which is also a trait of ADHD. I think all of us have some essence of ADHD. I don't know anyone who doesn't have an attention issue. We've created it. Digital media, technology, electronics have created some sort of attention deficits. Every one of us has to look at something. We have this draw to check our phones, check our emails, check the news, right? Turn on the TV, check the channel, change the channel, go back, start a show, stop it, start a new show, stop it. We all do that.
It started with picture in picture in the
exactly.
TV.
now it's the point where I can binge watch 9,000 seasons of Cheaters on Samsung TV and forget that the 9 hours I sat on the couch even existed. I mean, I'm just speaking metaphorically here. Not that I did that yesterday.
Sure.
But when you sit down and say, okay, I'm going to do this task, what resource do you have to keep you in alignment with that task? Jason said it. I've got everything on my calendar. Okay, where's the alarm bells? Where's the notification saying, get out of this mindset, move into the next task because we have to get the task done? And if you had a 2-hour window to get X, Y, and Z done and it took you 4 hours, you need to reevaluate how much time you're giving to that task. Every Sunday, you should be sitting down. And I say should because you're going to should all over yourself today. Every Sunday, to sit and plan your time becomes the most effective way of protecting it. Right. I'm laying in bed this morning. I slept a little late. I slept until about 6:30. And I rolled over. First thing I do is I check my phone. How much more time do I have to sleep? 6:33. I can't sleep anymore because my alarm's going to go off soon and I better just get up. And so I click over and I clear notifications. I just go to the top, I hit clear, clears them all. I don't even look at them. Then I go to my email. I look at my email because I'm looking, is there anything urgent in there? I have a bunch of this offer on this street. Okay, that's urgent. I found myself this morning clicking it. Like, what the hell am I going to do with an offer at 6:40 in the morning? Am I going to review it and I'm going to make my cost sheet? Am I going to tell my seller about it before I get in the shower? No. So what did I do? I stopped myself. I clicked held and made it, mark unread so it stays in my email. And then I closed my phone and got in the shower. I trimmed my beard, I brushed my teeth, I washed my head, whatever. I did what the time block was supposed to do instead of jumping time blocks. I'm not the most effective in doing so. But now I look at my calendar, okay. As soon as I'm done with that, I look at my calendar, okay, what are my hot tasks for the day? I have gauged where my time needs to be. Because another discomfort of mine is letting people down. Well, sometimes you got to let people down because they're not as important as this goal, right? Hey, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. That's not an urgent task for me. It is for you, but your 20% doesn't equal my 20%. So I've learned when I have a calendared appointment, I keep it. If I don't, I don't. Somebody says, hey, Dan, can we meet today? The answer is usually when. Depends on when. Oh, can we do noon? I can't at noon. I have an appointment. I could do 1:30. And then 1:30 becomes their time slot. It's super boring, but you know what it does? It keeps me from forgetting things. And like this offer, now I have this time slot in my day between 9 and 9:30 that I've got nothing going on. That 30-minute window is a great time for me to review this offer. Well, I know I'm super structured, but it's been trained to be that way. It's an uncomfort that I was trying to resolve because I know that I live in discomfort. I'm going to grow somewhere. If I stay in comfort, I'm going to forget something. Anyone ever been there? Right? We all have. So on the edge of what you don't want to do is the results that you need to move you forward. Think about that. Take a second and realize, okay, where am I avoiding my business the most? Where am I avoiding my personal life the most? What is something that if I were to change my response to something, the outlook would be different? Maybe
I think too, it's helped me with like when at the end of the day and you're looking at your check or you're running through your checklist and you're thinking like I didn't do enough, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It also helps me have like a visual reminder of like, oh, I was able to get through this. This is how long it took me instead of having the anxiety of being like, I don't have enough time for certain activities. I look at the time that it does take me when I do those activities.
Yeah. I talk about my wife a lot on this call. She's my biggest suspect and my best partner. She is a case study for me in life. I see how she works. My wife has extreme ADHD. I love that because she ignores all the dumb shit I do because she didn't see it. I'm fantastic. But when it comes down to things, she'll do the same thing. I didn't get anything done today. And I'm like, okay, no. Before you say that, tell me everything you did today. And one of the superpowers of ADHD is what? Being able to recall everything. It's fantastic. So she went back in her day and recalled all these things. And I was like, okay, great. It sounds like you got a lot done today. You just didn't finish any of it. Okay, so tomorrow, what's your most important task? What are you going to finish? All of us can do the same thing. We did a lot today. We opened a lot of jars, but which ones did we finish and put away? None. That's why it looks cluttered. That's why our business is cluttered. We have a bunch of open jars that we didn't put away. Laying yesterday in bed, my wife, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I text my wife because I get an Instagram notification. She sends me a reel, and I text her, "Are you horizontal?" And she goes, "Yes." And I said, "Fantastic." And I run upstairs and jump in bed and lay with her, which is, I knew it was a moment because the other kids were quiet and she was able to lay down. So she's got some peace of mind. And I jump in bed and I was like, "What's on your mind?" She goes, "I'm stressed out." "About what?" "I have so much to do." "Okay, like what?" And then she labels out everything she needs to do, everything possible. And I asked her, "Does this need to be done this week?" "Well, no, I got 2 weeks to do it." "Okay, what needs to be done this week? What needs to be done tomorrow? What needs to be done the next day? Where can I help you?" At the end of that conversation, do you think she was more or less stressed?
Less stressed.
Wrong. She was more stressed because I was making her think about all the things that she needed to do. However, she was more focused. She goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this, this, and this today. I'll do this, this, and this tomorrow. I was like, no, no. What happens if something, because Mondays are crazy days in our lives. I was like, what happens if this, then she's like, okay, well, maybe that's not the best thing to do on Monday. We'll do that on Tuesday. Fantastic. Front load your schedule, but put it on your schedule. The best way to be successful in life is to have a plan, execute it. If you have a list of things you need to get done, put them on the calendar and then review that calendar. Okay, is this important? Is it not? Is this time sensitive? Is it not? Can someone else do this, right? Jim shared with us the Eisenhower matrix. It was very successful in helping you identify tasks that need to be done by you or somebody else, or if they need to be done at all. Lean into the self-accountability that you guys can create every single day with a calendar, with notifications, with time blocks, and then make the uncomfortable decision to follow them. Oh, but it's not fun, Dan. I like to do the fun things. Okay. What is it about fun that keeps you from working? I can tell you what it is. Fear of missing out is it's the fear of missing out now. Let me ask you this, Jim, if you don't do what you're supposed to do for the next 90 days, what are you going to miss out on the next 90 days?
Most importantly, compensation.
Yeah, you're probably going to miss out on a whole lot more. If I give up a fun task now, maybe it's a 3-hour movie jaunt, it's in the middle of my lead gen, I got to say no to it. And in that 3 hours, I make an extra 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I then afford to get some leverage? Oh, I can't. I got to clean the house. Okay. How much is it going to cost you to have someone come clean your house?
$100.
Yeah. Simple monies, dollars and cents. Okay. And in that time that you are doing that, could you lead gen and could you produce potentially a listing or a buyer that would captivate, part of your overall goal?
Not only that, you go one dimension further. You've employed them. You're now in business with them. Who do they know that you could refer and they could refer and etc. Expand your network.
I have really big hands. If you guys don't know, Big Dan Caldwell is not because I'm a small man. It's the size and stature, and I have big hands, and I like to work on things. Well, my big hands were not what engineers thought of when they were like, let's build this engine. Is it worth it for me to spend my time doing $100 an hour task when if I'm in my 20%, I'm getting paid $400 to $500 an hour?
I mean, that depends if it brings you joy.
Yeah.
Relaxation. Yeah.
There's a payoff there, right? I like to do it, but it doesn't make sense for me to do it.
I'm sure I could pay somebody to go play golf for me.
Yeah, that's a hobby, Jim. It's also physical activity. Christina can't pay someone.
Well, I thought you were talking about working on cars.
Christina can't, I like to fix things so I know how to. It makes me feel manly. Oh, I fixed it.
What can't I do?
You can't pay someone to work out for you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's true.
That's the thing is that there's some things you're going to have to do, but there's some things you're not. And that's the discomfort we have to worry is, okay, who am I going to disappoint? Who am I going to say no to? Because on the edge of what you don't want to do is probably where you need to be. So think about that. It's your challenge to think about this week is what's one part of your business you've been resisting? One part of your personal life.
Oh, sorry, Dan. I was gonna say I like it when I don't know if it was you or a different coach, but it said, when people say I don't have time, you say you have time. It's just that's not a priority.
Yeah, it's my saying. I've got time. It's not a priority.
Dan says it because he says it to his mom.
I say it to everybody.
I know I stole it.
You don't have time for me. Oh, I've got time. You're just not a priority.
Truth hurts.
It does. And that was one of the hardest lessons in my life to learn is to my own mother, the woman that brought me into this world that I have an indebted servitude my entire life to. Wrong. I'm 38 into anyone but myself because I must take care of me because me takes care of others. And in that, my mom said, you don't have time for me. Oh, I have time for you. You're just not a priority. You're always so busy. I'm not busy. I'm very structured. There is time on my calendar for me to do fuck all. I can sit around and do nothing because it's on my calendar to do so. I leave big gaps on my calendar because you guys need stuff. And I want to make sure I've got availability for it. I don't leave time on my calendar to go fix somebody else's emergency. My sister, she ran out of gas and she freaked out. And who'd she call first?
Brother.
Me. Wrong. She called her fiance at the time, and then my dad, and then me. I love being third choice. You know why? Because she knows I don't have time to stop what I'm doing and come save her.
Because you're too busy saving your agents that get stuck in the mud.
Yeah. Because you guys affect my life, don't you? She doesn't. I love her to death. I love my nephews to death. And I said this to her, and I was very callous. I don't make money when I answer your phone calls. Now that's a tough lesson. But then she called me and I said, Joe, where are you at? Okay, that's on my way. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Because sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
My brother would have the habit of calling me in the morning when I would be going to like the office or something. And the way that my brother is he is a negative person. And so his like conversations to me in the morning would just like kind of derail my mindset. And I had to tell him that he had to find a better time to call me because it just wasn't something that I wanted to listen to in the morning. And so now he calls me either Saturdays at noon or Sundays in the morning.
Was that a hard conversation to have? Was that uncomfortable?
It was. He
And
didn't even realize he
honestly,
was doing it. He was just like dumping on me.
yeah,
I
you
can't have
become a
this on my
resource.
way to work.
That's your
What was that?
hidden resource.
Yeah.
You know, I love you to death, bro, but I'm not a trash can. Don't dump on me.
Mhm.
One of the most difficult things you're going to do in your life is set boundaries. And this is what this all plays into is setting boundaries. We're setting boundaries with people, we're setting boundaries with time, and we're setting boundaries with ourselves. Kristen Cole talks about how she loves music. That's her big thing. She loves music, but she won't listen to music on the way home as a reward unless the phone calls that she needed to have done are done. Because if they're not done, she's making those phone calls on the way home.
Wow.
Right? That's her like self-lashing. That's her halter on her thigh of thorns to remind her that I've got to do what I need to do to get to where I want to be. Because the people around me rely on me. I'm building a bigger world. So I'm sorry that I'm disappointing you in this moment. I'm sorry I'm resisting your negative dump right now. I'm creating a bigger world for all of us.
Mhm.
And it's the simple things like that, guys, is remember the boundaries. So think about that today is what boundary do you need to set in your personal life and in your professional life that will help you unlock the doors that you need to go through to become who you need to become to get to where you want to go. Was today worth your time? All right, let's go crush this Monday. Let's make this week ours. Let's do some crazy stuff. I don't know, go out there and put someone under contract.